A very good evening to all of you. Let's start with the news editorials. Well, innovate when we believe. The India story will continue to disappoint as long as Indian companies put importing deep technology above building it. Yes, they need stronger university industry linkage and more risk capital, but above all, they need to have the understanding that real research can happen here by us. The difference is so easy to see. Recently, India's most valuable company paused its lithium ion battery plans because it couldn't get Chinese technology. Meanwhile, a smaller Finnish American group called Donut Lab showed off solid state battery technology at CES 2026. They built this technology from the ground up by combining academic research, entrepreneurships, and steady investments. These two stories show why innovation works in some places and struggles in others. The Indian story is both telling and disappointing. The company could have funded a big research project. Instead, it waited for technology from China. When China limited technology sharing, the company had to step back, pause, and rethink its strategy. Their thinking was simple: why create something new if you can just buy it? This might work for business in the short term, but it shows little effort to build the research environment that is needed for real innovation. This issue goes beyond just one company, it reflects how Indian industry deals with technology. While it is skilled at following plans, growing quickly, and cutting costs, in India still struggles with the slow, risky, and uncertain process of making new technology. The usual reasons for this failure are well known. There is not enough risk capital, too many leaders focus on the short term, linkages between universities and industries are weak, there is also brain drain. What is less often discussed is the core cultural problem. There is a deep doubt whether real research can happen in India by Indians. Now consider the Donut Lab story, which clearly shows how innovation happens. Donut Lab was known for its in wheel electric motor technology, which was impressive but not connected to batteries. So, how did they become leaders in solid state batteries? It began when two Finnish industrial entrepreneurs met an academic researcher working on a doctoral thesis about solid state batteries. Here's where things get interesting. The entrepreneurs didn't wait for the researcher to finish the PhD, defend the thesis, and publish papers before moving forward. Instead, the entrepreneurs saw the opportunity and moved fast. The European Space Agency also got involved because Nordic Nano's technology works well across different temperatures, which is important for space. In 2025, Donut Lab invested in Nordic Nano, bringing it in house but keeping it as a separate company with its own R&D center in Finland. This setup is like the relationship between DeepMind and Google, with close ties but also independence. What made this possible? First, there was a easy collaboration between universities and industry. The researcher worked with entrepreneurs who saw how her research could be used. Second, investors were patient and understood that deep tech takes time. Third, the culture supported taking technical risks instead of punishing failure. Fourth, Finland has built strong skills in materials, science, and battery technology. Finally, people were open to letting good ideas cross borders and find the support they needed. Economist William Baumol once explained the difference between productive and unproductive entrepreneurships. In productive entrepreneurships, talent and money go toward creating new products, services, and technologies. In unproductive entrepreneurships, they go toward rent seeking regulatory tricks and zero sum activities. India is very good at the latter. It has many skilled business leaders who can handle complex rules, manage political ties, and run large projects. Unfortunately, There are far fewer leaders who can build organizations that keep pushing the boundaries of the technology. Innovation expert Clayton Christensen pointed out that companies often fail not because they avoid innovation but because they focus too much on being rational or on rational resource allocations for current customers and margins. In other words, they keep improving what they already offer to current customers instead of trying new and uncertain technologies. Large Indian companies face this problem even more. Why invest in risky battery research when you can buy proven technology? Why build deep technical skills when you can import them? Each decision may seem reasonable alone, but together they make companies rely on others for technology instead of themselves. What India can learn from the Donut Lab and Nordic Nano story is not something not already known. Industry, academia, linkages, business science, mutual understanding, patient capital, accepting failure as an intrinsic part of innovation, and so on. Nothing is new in these learnings. But most importantly, what is needed is the understanding that real innovation can happen in India. Stopping the battery plants, as mentioned above, sends a message that even India's top companies probably doubt they can compete at the highest level of technology. In India doesn't if India doesn't overcome this hesitation and start taking technical risks instead of always choosing the safe option of buying technology, India will fall behind in the global race for innovation. The solid state battery is now being developed in Finland thanks to a partnership that started with a doctoral student could have been made in India. The fact that they weren't should concern Indians more than it does. The writer is with the High Tech Geopolitics program. Taksh